Alright, I got a bit of a project going on here. We've just cleaned out and we're filling up this, well, it's an old hot tub. It doesn't work as a hot tub, but we're just filling it up with water to make a bit of a pool for in the afternoon on a nice warm day. You can sit here and listen to the lovely sound of this creek, this freshwater creek, which comes out of the mountains just half a k up there. I think it'd be a lovely little spot, but it was filthy before, full of leaves. So I'm going to build a bit of a cover or a deck, or at least I'm going to try to go over the top. See how it goes. Picked up some pallets off the side of the road. I've already started pulling apart this one. I'm just going to see if we might not have enough here. See if we can make it happen. And so far, well, it's not really much of a plan. Just have 3 runners, because the actual distance in between is 2 meters by 2 meters, roughly 2 meters. And these pallets are roughly about a meter or slightly less. So if I can get some of the thicker bits, these bits here, double them up and use them as runners, and then we can run almost like a decking over the top, having our boards come into the center here like that, run out like that, and be curved for the hot tub, and the other one like that, and curved somewhat. And yeah, we'll see if we can get that to work. I don't know if it's gonna work, because I don't know if we get here where there might be a gap like this, but we'll see. The easiest way to get these boards over there off these running beams, or whatever you'd call them, the support beams, the big chunky ones, I found is to cut them along, because trying to pry them off you end up breaking the boards, and you get to this stage and you just, hang on, I'll do this one so it doesn't move. Just give it a bit of a flop, loosen it up, and then you get in on the top here. Give it another go from the top to the side. They just come loose like that. Loosen it up on the top, to the side, back to the top. You you just smash the shit out of them. They eventually come off. I've got all three of the support beams sitting where they should be. I've got it marked out on this tub here. And I purposely, well, I assumed it was a bit bigger than it was, but that's a good thing because I'm able to sit it up and get a pretty accurate line so it will sit in fairly well. And I thought that we'd end up with a bit of a gap here that we wouldn't be able to fill because our planks aren't long enough. But you see here from the centre approximately to the outside about 900 on the dot, and our longest planks that we got off that board, which we only need 2 of just to get to the outside there, are easily 900. So this should turn out pretty good, I think. I cut these boards to the right length so they should fit on the inside, and I've cut my angles on the top just so they sit into that sort of curve of the tub. And then I went, sat down, and I got some proper measurements. So 930 outside by, I think it's a metre to the longest point. Yeah, oh yeah, I got it there. 1600. So my original guess of 2 metres was a bit off. But yeah, we will be able to run boards from the centre right to the outside, and then down here we'll run shorter boards that go the whole width across there, and we'll just have to put some boards similar to what I've done here with these ones just underneath, just to hold them so they're not sort of flapping around like this, how they flap around. But if we got something supporting them underneath, they should be the go. Yeah, we're just about ready to start putting these together. I've got a bunch of boards cut, a couple cut to length, my 2 900 ones, and then one of the smaller ones for here, just to make sure it works. But I'll just keep going, cutting some more boards to length and pulling a few more pallets apart, and we should be ready to start whacking it together. So I've nailed these ones on in the centre, one nail on either side of the join just to give it a bit more strength, and I've nailed these ones on the end temporarily. They're only loose, but it should be enough to hold it in place. And then when I'm going to go put it on top of the hot tub there, and I can determine, you know, with these ones how far along this way they need to be hammered in, and then from there we can start running decking across. So yeah, alright, so with these temporary boards on the ends here, should hold it on the outside hopefully. So this one is our left hand side one. Goes just in here like that. Stuff. I'll line it up a bit. Now lines. On here, same, but on the other side. Line it up. That one. This one's short, that's alright. need to mark it. The big boy. I don't know how I'm going to do this without falling in, but we'll see how we go. There. Now, it'll just be a matter of lining it up, making sure it's square. But I've got it marked out here now, so I should be able to take this off and lay it down flat somewhere else, and yeah, start smacking it together. I've got them all joined up. Still got a bit of movement in it, but the right distance apart. I've now got to start cutting these. They're going to have to be cut again anyway, but if I was to put them on now, you know, there's a bit of overhang, and I know that that's as long as we need it to be. So I'm going to cut these ones at 900, and we should be able to, now that I've got it all joined together. As you can see, it comes to the end here, but I need a bit of overhang in that. So my plan is to get a couple of these pieces. They're a bit smaller and a bit shallower, but if I alternate between, say, one of these, put one there, another one here, it's going to look a bit wild, but we'll get that overhang that we sort of need. See if we can get two of them in there like that, just to get our overlap here, and at least one nail in there would be ideal. So I've got it sitting on there. It is sort of sitting up in a few spots. Some of the bracings underneath need to be taken off, but that's alright, because what I'm going to try and do is cut a bit of a curve, just sort of make it a bit tidier, get some of these rough corners off. I found out I've left some gaps here. Some of these boards aren't long enough. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a triangle or I'm going to try and take them out completely and replace them, just to get that extra length. But got this string and a nail in the middle, and my pencil, and I'm going to use it to draw some curves. Well, I've got some of these cut to round, but as you can see here, I fucked up some of the boards and I didn't quite cut them long enough, and they've left these little gaps here, which to me is just not good enough. It really isn't. So I'm going to try and use that renovator and try and cut the nails off from underneath. I'll flip it over, and I've got more of these boards, so I can replace these, but these ones here, I've run out of them. That's why I had to use both. And as you can see, there's these corners here that are going to be missing. So that's another board I'm going to have to get rid of. This one here, fucking a bit rough. It's just, what, a centimetre too short. And then this one here I'm going to replace too. But I've tried to make it work where I don't have to replace any of these, except this one's not quite. Yeah, I might be able to just take a little bit more off that and then a bit off this one. It won't be the same sort of round as the rest, but hopefully it just blends in alright and you won't even be able to notice. And then bring it around here, and then I don't know, I might have to put a little triangle in here, see if I can nail it in. But yeah, a bit of a fuck up, but anyway, you live and you learn. So yeah, and the other thing is this one here, it's got the little corners as well, but I don't know what to do about that one. I can't really cut it any tighter, otherwise it's not going to have enough lip to hold on to that hot tub. But yeah, she's coming along nicely now. for the finished product. It's a few things. The odd little gap here and there, little gappy around the sides, but you know, considering what it was, shouldn't let leaves and stuff land on it, or fall in it I should say. Once again, slightly gappy here. I'd like if they were maybe a bit longer, but I couldn't because of the length of these boards. But luckily, you know, it doesn't need to be touching this everywhere to hold up. The strongest bit, which is probably the sides, but this is nice and strong here because it's got that running down the middle. It's holding a lot of the weight. This side's holding heaps of weight here, and you know, it's pretty sturdy. I'd almost walk on that if I wasn't worried about falling through. Righto. Nah, fuck it, let's do it. Bit creaky. Well, I think that's a success.